All right, so I've been binge recording reacts for like a week or so now because I'm trying to catch up with my 4 month ahead schedule so I can squeeze this into Saturdays and maybe Wednesdays as well or something if these do well. I don't know. So by the time you watch this, this is going to be old news, but I thought I'd watch it. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. This is like drama content, I guess. Um, it's on Twitter, of course it is. And I just know that this person, I've seen reactions or just things, including this VTuber, is a drama person. So I know this is going to be something to do with drama. So, and drama is usually pretty short lived, right? So, hi, 4 months in the future, whenever this releases. Hope you enjoy this video. Let's see what the hell happened. Asmongold's in the title, so.
So today we'll be looking at yet another example of a cancellation campaign backfiring horribly. Tell me if you've heard a story like this before, where you have a VTuber who is labeled problematic for typically nonsensical reasons.
Every single one, all the time.
And then VTubers in the scene use that as an opportunity to virtue signal and mostly bully the individual for clout and attention.
Well, I don't know many VTubers. I mean, I was in VR chat as a content creator. I've heard that we were like prototype VTubers, so I'll try to relate it to that.
But then people look at the people attacking the so-called problematic VTuber and realize they're a bunch of Karens attacking someone.
I hate the word Karen. There's a lot of slang I hate, and Karen is one that I really hate because one of my friends when I grew up was named Karen. So hearing her name used as an insult just makes me want to take the name of whoever said it and use that as an insult.
Over something completely nonsensical, and then the target of that cancellation campaign actually begins to get a lot of support and new followers as a result.
Bro, this just shows how little I follow drama. He says this like, because I'm sure anybody watching him is going to go, oh yeah, I see that all the time. And for me, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is just news to me. I don't use Twitter. I stopped using Twitter because it's full of drama. So I'm not going to know, but I'm still curious.
And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today with this VTuber named Banana Juju, a monkey-themed VTuber who, from my own observations, has gone from about 3,000 followers to about 15,000 in only a few days.
Damn, nice, dude. So let's see. Asmongold Defends problematic VTuber causes Twitter to crash out. Twitter freaks to crash out. Okay, let's see what's problematic. Monkey. Okay, that's cute, I guess. Banana Juju. Maybe has something to do with being Jewish. Monkey. Maybe there's a monkey? Maybe because it's a monkey, someone's like, oh, you're insulting black people. I don't know. Like, she lives in the jungle. I don't know. There's nothing really problematic here. Banana phone. The only thing I can think is someone reading monkey and thinking it's racist. That's it. You know, the quote-unquote racist, the slang version of the word racist.
Mainly due to a bunch of people trying to criticize and cancel them, and then in turn it backfires, and the VTuber actually has gained a lot of support. So this is the post that kicked off everything. You can see there's a lot of interaction, almost 7 million views, 18,000 likes, but lots of comments and quotes, many of which are attacking.
Yellow was a good color for the eyes. Is there a banana in the eyes? There's bananas in the eyes, man.
Appropriation and racism.
Cultural. Wait, okay, so race. I hate racism, the word, because it's like, what was it, 10, 15 years ago, or I don't know how long. It's just been like colloquially redefined to mean hating someone because of race, and then everyone has a different definition of what race means to make things even more understandable. Whereas like the original definition, the one that's in the dictionary, is just like superiority or inferiority with race as the primary motivating factor. This is used in medicine, for example, to determine when you should be checked for certain kinds of cancer, because different anthropological races get cancer at different times. And By practicing this racism, lives are saved every day. But that's not the way in drama that this word is ever used, which I fucking hate. So I guess that part, though, the cultural appropriation, like monkeys, or where are monkeys from? Are monkeys from Africa? Like, are only Africans allowed to have monkeys? I don't get it. Are they offended for the monkeys because she has bananas and only monkeys are allowed to have bananas?
They base that on the dreads this character has. Now, there is a fundamental problem with a lot of
the hair? This is about hair? We got bananas and monkeys, and this is about hair? What's wrong with a dread? Just don't wash your hair, and now you have dreads. Like, it's really simple. Like, anybody can get one.
The complaints people are making, like, for example, they're saying the skin of this Vtuber model is too white to have hairstyles like this.
The first time I ever saw dreads was on a fucking hippie, dude. Just don't wash your fucking hair and anybody can get this. What are you talking about?
Which is odd because the solution to that would be making the monkey-themed VTuber black. Is that how we're fighting?
Please do that. Please. I'd love to see how they react then.
The supposed racism, yeah, very odd, but there were several viral tweets trying to call out this VTuber because of the hairstyle.
Aren't VTubers supposed to be Asian, like anime characters? Like not even like oh, I don't.
But this is one of the examples of that we're going to focus on because it's relevant
Misty
to the
blushies.
Remainder of this video. So this individual said, so am I the only one uncomfortable with a white model rockin' dread?
Isn't it supposed to be Asian? It's anime. It's got the big anime eyes. What are you talking about? Just everything that makes you uncomfortable white? Your profile picture's white, you dumb fuck. The follow button's white. The color of your name, the color of the post, the color of every symbol on the website. What is wrong with you? What? This is a pretty good model, by the way, like with the little spots like on the arms and stuff. It's pretty, oh, I see, it's got like the monkey ears. That's kind of weird to see on a human, but okay.
Like, yeah, I think you are the only one uncomfortable with this. This would backfire. This would get a lot of criticism, and you can see they turned off the replies eventually.
You know, I gotta say, there's something really interesting about seeing a, like, female VTuber model with a male voice, which is really unsettling to me. It makes my pee-pee crawl into my body and die in there. It really does. But there's something so interesting about seeing that. And then the cross. I don't think these are particularly aligned things.
But still, 5,000 likes in this tweet. Plenty of support, but this is a very strange time we're living in where people just openly want to gatekeep hairstyles and tell people based on the color of their race or the race of their character, their skin color, what have you, that they can't have certain hairstyles because it's owned by another group of people. That is,
I don't like, should that apply to anything? I feel like everything should be free to use for everybody, right? Why would we want to have elitism like that in the world?
It's a very crazy thing. We're not doing this in 2025 anymore. You know, we saw back in 2020, only 5 years ago, we saw a girl get doxxed and sent threats because she had space buns on her Animal Crossing character because the skin color wasn't quite dark enough to have that hairstyle, according to Twitter.
Space but okay, when you say space button, I'm thinking of a space bar. What the fuck's a space button?
Like, times have changed. Nobody's putting up with this. And again, you don't see the same energy about this so-called cultural appropriation when it works in reverse. You don't see people like this calling out black characters or black people for having straight hair. They don't care about that. That's fine. But this goes too far.
Well, obviously, because it's never about cultural appropriation. This Misty Blushies, this person just hates white persons. It's obvious. Because again, this is a VTuber. That's an Asian. That's an Asian monkey right there. And what does this person use it for? To attack effectively, one of the three anthropological races. This is discrimination and hatred, and it's really that simple. It's not cultural appropriation. They don't care about that. These types of individuals just hate certain demographics and want to spread that hate and discomfort wherever they can. It's obvious.
And unfortunately, this would get a lot of attention because of quotes like this, and eventually it got the attention of Asmongold, who would then react to this whole situation on stream. And you can see Banana Juju here making a response with a 9-minute clip from his reaction saying this: "The humble Jesus himself was once more seriously based. Thank you for your take. This is exactly why I do not explain or excuse myself towards racists or take a knee in front of them."
I don't like using the slang word racist because it was made up by the individuals like the one that we highlighted here going after this VTuber. This was the demographic that made that slang word, pretty much. It was for their own political agendas to discriminate those that they don't like. So I don't like using that word the way that they're trying to redefine it, because it just adds like credibility to their usage of it and their discrimination with it.
We live in 2025 now, guys. Enjoy life and be a free spirit. There you go. Obviously, we're not going to play the whole clip here, but I just want to play a small 10-second part of this clip. You can kind of understand where his perspective was for the rest of this video.
And Vikings wore braids. It doesn't matter what the logic. No. You're trying to argue with her logically.
Yeah.
This is not a logical person.
Yes.
The correct answer is, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Correct.
Basically, right? You can't argue with any of these people. You can bring up historical.
Yeah, no. Notice how I didn't try to argue. I just said, oh yeah, so this is some hateful like piece of shit. That's what this is. You can't change the person.
You can bring up their hypocrisy. It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They're not going to change their minds.
Don't waste your time.
Very illogical.
Don't waste your time.
And you can see on the quotes for this tweet, and there is hundreds of negative quotes attacking Banana Juju as well as Asmongold's.
Look, there are only 3 groups in the entire world who have made it their mission as a core doctrine to change the way that others think. And if you're not one of these 3 groups talking about a topic that's important to one of these 3 groups, then don't waste your time on it, because it's never worth the time. Number 1, Christians. Number 2, Islam, Muslims. Number 3, the CIA. So if you're not one of those, just don't bother. At the most, use the person for your own entertainment. If you're gonna question them, do it in a way to just make them look stupid so that you get a laugh. Don't get invested into I used to get invested into conversations like that when I was a teenager. As somewhere between teenager to adult, I learned that was a waste of time. Stop doing it. And now I only leave comments to piss someone off. All my notifications are off. So whenever I leave a comment towards someone like this, I will never see that that person has replied ever. But I try to say something to get them to reply and get mad, you know?
There's just no logic. There's no attempt at a counter argument. There's no attempt to work through anything these parties are saying. They're just attacking their character and making a bunch of ad hominems. That's pretty much all they're doing. So we can thank these people for at least providing us some free content for this video, because we're going to look through some of the most unhinged quotes on this tweet right here.
No.
So we're starting off strong.
Okay, so at least he's clarified. These are the worst ones. These are the worst ones. The most unhinged. So this is not a majority of them. These are the worst ones. And I can see This one would kill you. That's how you know this person's going to be totally logical.
See, guys, I'm right. Hitler agrees with me, end quote.
That's right. That's right. A millionaire that lives like a homeless person yapping his opinion on the internet. That's what Hitler did. You know? What? I don't know how you want to describe this person. Liberals, Democrats, leftists, I don't care what word you use. This is what they see Hitler as. And this is why everyone is Hitler. Because they don't say Hitler and think, oh, the guy that invaded all these different countries, genocided entire demographics. No, that's not what they're thinking of. They're thinking of Asmongold. It's made even more evident by these flags. Because one of these would love to kill the same demographic that Hitler loved to kill.
So again,
they love
typical Twitter behavior here. Everyone
they try it every chance they get.
Is Hitler
every day.
We see this all the time. They want to basically.
It's been every day for how many years? I don't know.
Humanize you and make it okay for people to treat you however they want because you're this awful, terrible person. And obviously, we know this comparison is ridiculous. And then you look at the people posting this stuff. A 22-year-old she slapped.
What the fuck? What is a BPD? Where's your apostrophe? I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone put pronoun, well, no, I'm not sorry. Whenever I see someone put pronouns in a bio, I assume that person is trouble. I notice it's mostly Zoomers that do this, so I assume they got taught to do it in school, which is not smart, you know? Because if you tell me what you are, I assume that you think I'm retarded and can't figure it out. It's really fucking easy, actually. I don't even need to see, like, your genitals to figure it out. I just pretty much have to look at your chest or face, and just like that, I know what you are. It's that simple.
It. Like, what are we doing here? Here's another one saying, congrats, not only are you tone deaf and racist,
Everybody's racist. By definition, everybody's racist. The ones that are not would be holding back medicinal science.
Also praised a piece of shit. Interesting. A lot of claims there. No actual counter arguments. No proof of anything. Just a bunch of name calling and calling someone ists and phobes and all that stuff.
Man, they make isms and phobias so quickly. I can't even keep track of how many of them I apparently am. I've been called all of them, dude. I remember one time a woman made advances on me of an explicit nature with no permission. That is how I will describe it for this video. And I got called a rapist for complaining about it. This was my introduction to identity politics. This was the first time I ever heard of them. This was my introduction, really, with full understanding to, in my country, the Democrat Party. Not a very good first impression.
And you look at the people who are posting this stuff, and sure enough, she, they, it's.
Woo! I don't understand the they. Like, I understand it. It is a valid pronoun. What do you call a baby? And it is the gender neutral pronoun. They is a fucking plural. So whenever you say this, whenever you call yourself a they or a them, I'm going to assume that you have like either multiple personalities or you're schizophrenic and think that there's clones of you everywhere and that you are them and they are you. You understand? That's what I'm going to think, right? Because I speak English. Oh my God, I just fucking realized what is this, bro? It's you. Yeah, what the fuck am I looking at? And you're sending out these crazy hate-based political opinions when you look like this and you're probably a guy. You're probably a guy. You know, forget about this. You're probably a guy. Almost certainly. I bet.
Like,
I bet.
We got to pause for a second. What are we doing here? Like, we need a team of scientists to figure this out.
No,
why are so many people calling themselves it? And
no. Don't give me that. We call babies its. I don't know why we stop using it after the baby gets a certain amount of years old. I don't know why. What gender is it? Oh, what did you get? Like, that is grammatically correct. I went to college for English. So whenever these identity politics get involved and the slang just completely dances around English, I hate it. I hate the lack of English more than I hate the identity politics itself. It is a valid pronoun. I call myself an it. I call others an it. It really just depends on the story. You know, it's up to me. I can say it. It's English, and I'll use it on anybody that I want to, but nobody's really going to demand it of me. You know what I mean? And certainly nobody's going to demand that I call they. That's ridiculous. I'm not that uneducated. Like, and these are the beliefs held by the ones with college degrees. Did you not have to take a college fucking English class? Because you know where I learned a lot of what I know about English? In college. Mostly in college. A lot of the most useful stuff came from college, where I majored in it. So how did you not learn this?
Also being
I know this is probably not the perspective we're supposed to be looking at. I just speak English, bro. I know so many second language English speakers that speak better English than this demographic here, whatever you want to call them. This one right here.
Incredibly angry about dissenting opinions online to the point of losing their minds. Like, this is something that is very strange. And if you want me to basically sum up the rest of the profiles we're reacting to, you will see they, them, all kinds of pronouns. It's a very weird pattern. It's just pattern recognition.
It's just a mental illness
at this point. But let's continue on. This person said, all I read was, in quotes, "Thank you for your take, Hitler," end quote. Well, yeah, that's all you read because you're insane.
Yes.
Like, no,
thank you.
Deluded yourself.
Yes.
You've experienced so much brain rot that everyone who has a different opinion than you
is Hitler.
You
don't even have to genocide anyone anymore to be Hitler. You know how much work he had to do? He had to invade like a dozen different countries, almost like take over the world, genocide the Jews. He had to do so much stuff to get his reputation. Now all you have to do is say, oh, there's nothing wrong with having dreadlocks. That's all you have to say now.
Completely ridiculous. For the reasons I said earlier on the last comment that was about this, these people are completely brainwashed to the point where everyone who disagrees with them is Hitler. You know what? It's kind of funny. They don't even use alt-right anymore because they've completely destroyed any meaning of that word. So now they're going to the extreme. They're just calling people straight up Hitler now, which is...
I've taken like political tests and they place me in the middle. They've done this ever since I took my first one in high school. But I have been called alt-right, fascist, blah, blah, my whole life. I don't understand. It's because I do understand. They just want to hear one thing that they disagree with. The moment they hear that one thing, you are the worst thing to them now. It's all it takes.
An act of desperation, if you ask me. But let's continue on. This individual says 200 comments, 800 retweets, 11,000 likes, and 1.2k bookmarks. Anyways, I hope they both get what they deserve. Smiley face. Huh. I wonder what they meant by this. Okay,
something really 18 plus, I'm guessing.
Let's be honest. We know exactly what they meant by this. They hope something bad happens to these individuals.
Of course.
In real life. But this person wants to...
Because if you disagree with any, the ooh-woo, silly gremlin, you should die, probably get, just all these things.
Insinuate it and protect their account because they don't want to lose it if they get reported. But, if you're going to resort to this kind of stuff, at least say it with your chest. Like, don't be a coward about it.
Yeah, dude, just say what you fucking think. Honestly, everyone will always have different opinions for very different reasons. I can't meet anybody in the world that agrees with everything I say, and you won't meet with anybody like that either. So just say what you think, and if someone else thinks something different, then it's fine. The only time where it's not fine is when that person starts to treat you badly like this because of it. Then just block that person because that person is too mentally unstable or too volatile to seamlessly fit into your life. It's really that simple. Okay, I just got bombarded with Instagram links and accidentally closed the video. I reopened it where I think I was. Let's resume.
Person wants to insinuate it and protect their account because they don't want to lose it if they get reported. But, you know, if you're going to resort to this kind of stuff, at least say it with your chest. Like, don't be a coward about it. Say it with your chest, because this is clearly how you feel. But then after that, they say blocking and muting. Deuces. Yeah, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Anyone who does this, who openly says, I'm blocking and muting you while responding to the person they're saying that to, this person just wants attention, and attention they shall receive.
I block a lot of individuals. Do I ever tell any of them that I'm doing that? I don't think I do. I think usually I just block. Sometimes I let things simmer out before I block. I don't think I usually tell anybody that. Sometimes I'll warn someone if a block is coming, if I'm invested in that person. For example, I used to play video games a lot with a person, and when I forget what it was, an event came around, and we figured out we were on opposite sides of the event. That person got really mad and started insulting me over 12 hours. I said, bro, we're friends. What the fuck? Who cares if we have a difference in opinion? That's not cool. I'm not insulting you. I have never insulted you. Make some jokes occasionally, sure, but as far as I know, you're fine with them. Tell me if you're not. Why are you insulting me? And I was like, that's not cool. I expect an apology. He said, I'm not apologizing. No, we're just not going to talk about this anymore and move on. I'm like, I'm not moving on. You just shit all over me for not having the same opinion as you. That's not how friendships work. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not apologizing. Well, I said, you have until the morning to apologize or I'm blocking you. The morning came, no apology, blocked him, banned him on everything. And that was a shame, because other than that instance, that was a really cool dude. But yeah, that's the most I do in terms of warning about a block upcoming.
But some people are a little more direct in their threats. This individual said this: I'm going to be sick. I saw another Vtuber refer to the villainous Rat King as Asmon Daddy. There's no effing way. I refuse. This is some intense high-level troll. This can't be real. All of the people involved in this post need to be tortured and game-ended.
You think you're the good guy?
Yes. All over VTuber hair. People should now be tortured.
That's right. This is about hair. I forgot. This is about hair. This is about an Asian having unwashed hair. That's what this is about.
And game ended. Very nice. Let's move on to this one. They're just getting straight to the point now. God, it's always the whites.
It's an Asian. It's a VTuber. It's an Asian. What? Anime is Asian. It's Japanese by definition. What are you talking about? You see, I told you. This is just about spreading hatred. That is it. That is it. That's all it is.
Enter a racism competition when your opponent is an anti-racist because they say the most out-of-pocket stuff. We'll see more examples of that right here. This VTuber saying, you know you're in the wrong when Asmongold agrees with you. Let's be so for real. As you can see.
So I'll be honest, I don't like Asmongold. Most of what he says is just true. It is true. It is real. It is logical. It makes sense. But I don't like him. Why don't I like him? Because on multiple occasions, he has described me as a demographic and shit all over that demographic. He's like, you know, the people where, and then he starts describing me and then just shits all over it. Just generalizes it completely and shits all over it. And that's why I don't like to usually, well, I mean, at this point, like I unsubbed from Asmon. I have his channel on Do Not Recommend. I mostly, if I see his content, I'll just watch someone reacting to him because you don't support someone that hates you. And even though I agree with a lot of what he says, not all of it, he says some really weird stuff. He doesn't like me, clearly, because he has described me a lot and ranted about it, talked about how much he hated, how retarded we as a demographic would be. He is not a nice person, it feels like. So I do not like him. But he is not wrong about most of the things he says.
No actual counter argument, no substance to anything they're saying. And of course, you can see some of these comments this person saying, this VTuber, and the people agreeing with them are so weird, bro. My God.
You're probably a guy. You have an anime profile picture, an anime girl profile picture. Your name makes no fucking sense. And you have weird ass pictures in your name. I don't need to see any more. You're typing in text speech in 2025. I haven't seen text speech in a very... Nobody uses text speech anymore.
And then they reply...
So not only are you weird, but you're old.
Non-black people telling her it's okay is the funniest part. Like, who gave you permission to speak for them?
So what, every black person has dreads? Every black person doesn't wash their... Is that what you're telling me? That sounds like it should be offensive.
Which is funny because I believe this individual claims they're Vietnamese. So they're shaming non-black people for
Asians.
having an opinion on this matter, but then they're doing the same exact thing to condemn what's going on.
Asians versus Asians.
Very interesting, but it's really not that deep when you really get down to it. You got a dollar store Uki Violetta here saying, can't be racist towards white people, but of course, someone like you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, someone that actually opens a dictionary. Of course you wouldn't know some made-up bullshit like that. That is literally only used to defend your slang definition, which is slang. It's not the real meaning of the word. It's something that you, like, as a demographic, have made up to discriminate others. Nobody cares about your definition except you. You know?
Of course, this is how they feel. I guess we disagree here. I think judging people and treating them poorly based on the color of their skin.
Also, yeah, you know, and if we talk about, well, see, that's not what racism is. No. The whole definition of racism, superiority or inferiority as the primary factor in any situation or circumstance based on race. Not defining what race is, by the way. Of course, you let the dictionary do that separately. Which is actually very loose of a definition, by the way. Just by being a cultural group, according to English, you are a race. Just so you know how loose that definition actually is. Like the real definition, not anthropological. It's not based on color. It's based on any unifying factor at all, really. And that's all it is. And superiority or inferiority, meaning it cannot be had towards someone to begin with. It can simply be thought of someone.
Is bad and we shouldn't make exceptions for that, but this VTuber disagrees and wants to justify racism towards a group of people they don't like.
This is
and
a
you can
VTuber?
see their attitude in general. I mean, searching up white on these accounts is just filled with the most toxic posts you'll ever see. This is in response to another VTuber saying, coming from a whole ass white bitch, by the way. Again, the anti-racists are never beating the allegations. But let's move on here. Here's another one saying, I think I would genuinely game and
A white... What the fuck? Man, this is gonna be my most demonetized video ever, isn't it? Jesus Christ. What's wrong with white bitches? They're the hottest.
myself if Asmongold was the one telling people I was in the right. Again, a very weak-minded individual.
Why? I don't even like him. I don't know if I hate him. We're like maybe halfway there. But if he told individuals I was in the right, number one, I'd be like, yeah, told you. Number two, I would be scared because his chat is the most toxic place I've seen on the internet. And I would be just, oh my God, the amount of moderation I would need to do for a couple days would be insane. I just had to fucking put eye drops in because I felt like I had something in my eye and it wasn't going away. Anyway, you know, I'm also getting warm. Let me change my air conditioner. You know, what this video is really making me remember is why I deleted my Twitter. Because Twitter is where individuals like this live. Twitter and Reddit. Which is why I don't use them.
Going to harm yourself because someone you don't like shares some sort of an opinion with you. And again, you look at the bios, 30-year-olds,
They, them.
30. Drug positivity, straight edges, do not interact. This is the supposed normal person.
Drug positivity minors? Are you saying that you want minors to do drugs?
Right, like...
Very blockable. Ain't that true?
It's insane, dude. Moving on, here's a similar comment saying, if that nasty F agrees with you, then you should really take a look at yourself like...
You have the flag of a nation with a regime of terrorists, and it looks like you're saying you want to kill dogs. What? How is Asmongold bad in comparison?
Damn. I am sure this user...
Wait, what?
Okay, I'm sure there is someone out there, there's some opinion out there that you and Asmongold agree on. This is the dumbest argument to ever make.
You're
I'm
always...
sure saying,
that's the thing, dude. You're never going to fully agree with anybody on everything. You'll always share some things you agree and disagree with. Did you know that Asmongold believes that everybody should have access to affordable healthcare? Do you believe that? You probably do. I believe that too.
things that both of you agree on. So you're just trying to do this to attack Juju, and it's just a very desperate attempt here. Here's another one saying, if...
I don't think that they think that deeply about it. I think that they're just terrible human beings, and this is them acting off of pure emotion. Like a baby throwing a tantrum.
Blank ever agreed with a take I made, I would rethink that opinion. We're going to the Voldemort treatment. Okay, they're not even using names. I get the same thing all the time. Either they do something like this, or they spell Rev with some alterations to it because they think I'm gonna like name search. I don't need a name search typically when there's trash opinions.
Why are you trying to hide? Wait, someone try to hide themselves shit talking in public. Why are you doing it to begin with, dude? What's the matter with you?
They kind of find their way to you, and you're gonna find it that way. I don't have to look up anything. So this is...
And of course, someone being such a terrible person, and it's like a picture. I'm realizing you can't always see these pictures, but it's like a picture of a happy anime girl, Shikino Bunny, and then it's just like complete trash coming out of his mouth.
Kind of a waste of time, and it just makes you look crazy because you're afraid of speaking someone's name
insane
on the internet. But here's another individual saying, you know what? I take it back. F you. 16 years old, he, they.
A furry 16-year-old who thinks he's multiple persons and doesn't know if he's straight or gay. Incredible.
I think you should be less concerned about the hairstyle choice of a VTuber and more concerned...
And is Christian? What?
About doing your math homework. Like, this is ridiculous, dude. You can see the quality of the kind of user that is up in arms over what Juju had posted.
These individuals especially are why I don't use Reddit.
Here's another individual saying, I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but not anymore. F off.
What is this?
Can we just ask, like, who are these people? They're basically, like, considering themselves, like, the arbiter of whether or not this VTuber is allowed to do anything in the community, or if their behavior is acceptable, or if they're allowed...
Why do they all have anime profile pictures or they're furries? Like, what is going on here? Is that required to be a terrible person?
The benefit of the doubt. Like, who are these people,
why?
honestly?
Another way. Why is it all anime? What is going on? Alt-right. Nobody knows what that means. That has about as much meaning as racism does now.
Individual saying, and there it is, the alt-right grift begins. This is literally how radicalization slowly happens. Y'all get too afraid to actually step back and look inwards under scrutiny and take faux validity from whoever blindly defends you.
That is so sad. That is so sad. Look at it. It's got like the happy anime girl. You got like the stars and a heart. And then it's just complete hatred. Just constant discrimination. Why are they all two-faced, man?
You know, people like this, it's just like what Asmongold said in that clip. It's almost impossible to argue with people because they're so diluted.
You can't argue with them. They're retarded. Someone needs intelligence to have any kind of debate.
They have such an extreme and insane worldview, so detached from reality, and they've been fear-mongered so deeply that there's just no arguing with a person like this. I mean,
like I said, a feminist, it was a feminist, called me a rapist for having someone forcefully come on to me and me being bothered by it. That is what we're dealing with here. That is what this is.
Nobody sane is saying stuff like this because someone defended a person getting harassed over their VTuber's hairstyle choice. Here's another one saying, mind you, in the past few months, he has been online fighting to get AC Shadows canceled because of Black Samurai, because it's disrespectful to Japanese culture. Here's something interesting. The amount of gaslighting in just a few lines of text here.
Samurai are from Japan. Dreadlocks are not from Africa. They're from humans. And if you say humans are from Africa, that means everybody. We just get back to the logical point of like everybody can, you know, right? It's like, what the fuck?
It's pretty insane.
Are you telling me if I don't wash my hair, I'm joining African culture? Like, sorry, black culture. That's how you know this is actually like an American.
Asmongold was never trying to get AC Shadows canceled. He was not mad because there was a Black Samurai. That is completely missing the point and trying to goalpost shift. People are mad about Yasuke as a choice of the co-protagonist because he wasn't a samurai. They had to literally rewrite history in order to make him fit in this game, a game that they claimed was historically accurate. That's how they sold.
You know, I don't even waste my time like campaigning against something. I just didn't play AC Shadows because if they're lying so much, why would you give them your money? If someone came up to you in the middle of the street and just started lying to you nonstop, would you give that person money? Of course you wouldn't. And this is no different. But Ubisoft got purchased by Tencent now. So hopefully Tencent just splits them up and starts replacing all the employees. If Ubisoft goes away and these games get given to subsidiaries, I might play them if I get them for free. Or, you know, just buy them on G2A so the developers and publisher earn nothing. That kind of thing.
The game. And in order to make him a samurai, they had to trust one source. And that was a 400-page fan fiction written by a white dude who claimed with no evidence that Yasuke was a samurai, who vandalized the Wikipedia page of Yasuke to change it from a retainer to a samurai while using his own fan fiction as the source of those claims. That's why people were offended. Not to mention the infinite other disrespectful elements of that game that are.
I'm not, you know, I'm not offended. If you want a Black Samurai, make a Black Samurai. But if you tell me that shit's historically accurate, blah, 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 you're lying. You're lying. Just stop lying. Stop lying. That's it. That's all I care about. Don't lie to me. Don't lie. I don't care who you are. Don't fucking lie to me. I will not take you seriously if you start lying to me or trying to, I don't know what the word for it is, like, try to re-educate me to some bullshit.
Are targeting Japanese culture and history, but this is a insane misrepresentation of everything going on with AC Shadows and is completely irrelevant and shows these people don't even know why they're mad at Asmongold, or really anyone they're mad at. Many such cases, by the way.
Oh no, this demographic, this whole, like I said earlier, whatever you want to call them, they don't have reasons to be mad at anybody or anything. Whenever they're mad at something, they quote like some bandwagon sentence, and that sentence is all they know.
So then this individual says, this post has the same energy as Trump saying, very cool, thank you, Kanye. Okay, this one's somewhat funny, I'll give him that. But this is funny too. It's a funny point because right now on Twitter, like literally today, Kanye West is literally posting photos of himself with a swastika chain on his chest and other Nazi memorabilia. And I haven't heard one of these people talk about that. They have more energy for a VTuber's hairstyle choice than something like that they claim to hate so much.
Dude, this demographic, you wave the wrong way and they're gonna call you a Nazi and Hitler.
It's just very hypocritical, and I think that's something to observe here. But this is a good quote to end this video
It's just a bandwagon. Like, there's no critical thinking involved in this. They don't even hate this stuff, you know? They're just following a bandwagon, whatever social circles they follow. That's it. Their thinking starts to fit the herd.
It says, girl gets shit on by racist gatekeeping a hairstyle, gets defended by Asmon. Girl sides with Asmon. Oh my god, she's racist for endorsing Asmon. What did you expect after attacking her like that?
This really sums it up right there, that one sentence. What do you expect after you attack someone? Because the problem with this demographic is they expect you to fall in line. That's what they expect. They expect you to fall in line under their heel. This is just everything I've seen from this demographic my whole life. But that's not what humans do when you attack them. They defend themselves. They fight back. They go with whatever person will side with them, regardless of what their other disagreements are. That's why in politics today, you have the current administration is made up of like half Democrats, or like Democrats just turned Republicans, haven't changed any of their opinions at all. Literally just change who they say agrees with them. That's it. When you attack someone, they go to the other side. That's it. That's all it takes. Just stop being so volatile and you won't literally make your own demons. And it's true, it really is. You make your own fucking demons, man. So treat everybody nice. Treat everybody with respect, you know? Unless they act like this, you know, in which case just get away from them. But just don't be a dick, you know?
And again, if you don't like people like Asmongold, you're pretty much leaving
Asmongold's a dick too. But, you know, just don't be a dick.
Them looking for the support of people like him. You attack this person, you call them a racist, you say they're culturally appropriating the hairstyle, you threaten them, you harass them, you do all these horrible things, and then someone who's a very large content creator shows some defense for them. Of course they're going to appreciate it. Like, what do you mean?
Of course.
You're literally, if you're trying to get people...
That is literally the good cop, bad cop routine to begin with. Like, do you not know this? They do this in interrogations because it's obvious a human being will side with whoever is nicer. Whoever's nice, especially when someone really mean is right there, being really mean and threatening. And then someone shows up like, hey, don't worry. I can make it all better. I'm on your side. You're going to side with that person. That's a well-known thing. We do it to catch criminals.
Away from those evil people like Asmongold, you should stop being so mean to them in the first place over complete nothing burgers in an attempt to virtue signal at people on Twitter for clout points.
This is why, and this has been the case, no matter where my server now in Discord has been, my number one rule all the time while in the server is it's not no politics. It's not no religion. It's not don't be this, don't be that. It's don't insult anyone. Just don't be a dick. You know, I don't care what you're talking about. Just don't insult anyone. That's it. I don't, like, let's be real. If you want a civil conversation, you can't even insult Hitler. Because if you insult one person, the conversation's going to go in a way where you just start insulting others as well. It's one thing to examine someone, right, and the atrocities they do. It's another thing to say, oh, yeah, I hate that person. That person's terrible. Because now someone else is going to go, oh, well, this person's worse. Or, oh, yeah, you know who else is terrible? And then you just get a negative conversation. Who really likes negative conversations? Come on.
That's all it is at the end of the day. But that's going to do it for this video. I will put a link to their Twitter account in the description. Go give them a follow if you want to check out their content. I like seeing these things turn around where you have someone who's the subject of a cancellation campaign getting a lot of support instead. It drives the people involved in this absolutely insane.
I'm sure
and
it does.
That makes it all worth it in my eyes, and hopefully
I think they were already insane to begin with, man.
And make some good content, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? But like I said, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Well, apparently you've heard my thoughts, because I've been recording this for an hour. Jesus Christ. I did not know this would get me speaking so much, yet here we are. That was a good video. I had no idea this happened. By the time you guys are watching this, you'll have forgotten that this happened. Because of the order at which this is going to get posted, because I'm catching up on my weird schedule where I've gotten so far ahead. But that was interesting. I'm not going to lie, this channel still scares me because it's just so drama focused. And drama is just, I don't know, it's like unnecessarily stressful. But I saw like this story popping up a lot in places, and I was like, well, if this is somehow reaching me, do I even watch VTubers? Right now, I don't think I do. I used to. I don't know. But yeah, so I decided to watch it, and I already clicked on it. We got a follow-up here. So I want to see that. And then after I see that, I'm going to just get as far away from this as possible for right now, because I don't want to just dive into drama 24/7 for my own stress. But if you have any videos you want to see me react to, leave those in the comments below. The names, not the links, because YouTube will eat those. Leave those in the Discord server in the description below. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.